we've been tasked with an assignment to use our voice to do the kingdom work. And so the girls are back. The girls are back. The girls are back. The girls are back.
I can't hear.
I could hear it. And the girls are back. You are now tuned in
to your favorite girls. I'm Randy Noble.
And I am Jay-Z Empress, aka Jazzy Rich. And we are your Conscious Baddie Coaches.
Welcome to our collective and movement dedicated to the next generation of bold leaders.
As voices of this new digital era, we are redefining influence, one baddie at a time.
Period. We don't follow the herd. We set the standard and walk boldly in our purpose because this is bigger than us.
That's right. It's about building a legacy over likes, shifting the culture and leaving an impact that outlives the timeline.
Because together, we not only run the world,
we transform it. I know that's right.
Hey, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of the Conscious Baddies podcast.
Yay! The girls are back, broadcasting live on a Sunday night. And we love it here. We absolutely do. If you don't know, you can always catch us live on Sunday nights at 8 p.m. on YouTube and also on Instagram. So shout out to our homegirls and homies all around the world.
Yes, and we are so excited to get into a new module, a new series for our belief-based life design system. We've already conquered personal development. We dedicated 4 weeks to that series, and the revelation, the breakthrough,
so
the
good
testimonies that are coming out of that series, we cannot wait to hear.
Yeah, it's been so good. It's honestly been super transformative for our lives, like literally our personal lives. And it's so amazing what God is doing because through Conscious Baddies University, we are walking this out in real time, y'all. So we might introduce the topics here and get into the tea a little bit, but just know that when you are ready to do the work, come on over to Conscious Baddies University because we are getting to it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're getting personal. We're holding each other accountable. We're spilling all of the tea and we're not holding back.
In a way. So tonight's episode is all about searching for real love in 2026. Okay.
Real love.
Are we ready? We get it there? Come on now.
Someone to set my heart free. Real love. I'm searching for real
love. Okay, let's go. Exactly. Because that's the type of time that we are on. And Randy said it herself, like our first module in Conscious Baddies University was all about personal development. So we went over mindset, character, emotional maturity, and self-mastery. Incredible. But now, y'all, we are locking into relationships, and what better time than now?
Wow.
Okay. I know that we just wrapped up Valentine's Day, a day celebrating love. And also, it's so ironic because some of the ministries that we follow are also doing a deep dive into relationships. So, we are in alignment and God is doing something new and really preparing to shift the atmosphere. And what we're going to be locking into today is like, I don't know, it's reckoned my entire world. Like, I'm so excited.
Yes, let's get into it. So, how are we defining love in 2026? Let's just start here. Right now, culturally, love is being defined as what?
Oh my gosh. Y'all, the culture, the world. What does the world say about love? I feel like the world is very confused, y'all. We have distorted love and I can't take credit for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just reflect back what is being preached and spread throughout the atmosphere. And it's really what Randy and I like to call fake love. This is that
Mhm.
counterfeit. But let's get into it. So, some of the things that you will recognize is like, what are you bringing to the table? How are you
Mhm.
meeting my love language? Right? I think that it's also like the fantasy, the fairy tale. That's
Yeah.
what we think about love. Like, how are you going to
Mhm.
serve me? I need a man to worship the ground that I walk on. Hello?
Mhm.
Do you
Yeah.
not see that I'm an empress?
Yeah. The idolization, the worship, the over sexualization
Mm,
of love, the means of it being just about physical attraction
so
and
true.
chemistry and like the vibe and the feeling, right? Like it's based off of so much feeling
Mm-hmm.
and emotion, and even down to astrology signs. Like if we have the same astrology sign, now we're a match. Like
Or
now we're
not.
meant to be or not meant to be.
Yeah.
It's also, it shows up in transactional relationships, like transactional love. If you're doing
Mm-hmm.
this for me, I'll do this for you. It's very conditional.
Very conditional love. That's really that's a bar right there. And even things that we kind of tie into like, oh, well, these are my standards when dating. Mind you, when we say relationships, we're actually not even in love. We're not even only talking about romantic love. It's also
Right.
platonic, it's
Platonic.
business
Yeah.
relationships. There's so many. And but even in romance, when it comes down to the idea of provision, right? Can a man provide for me? Like, are you going to be able to live up to my standards? And yes, what are you going to do for me? Or just even pride and ego, boastful, like I'm the prize, you know?
Yes.
So if it makes me happy, it's love. But if it triggers me, it's toxic, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And if I'm not feeling it anymore, if it's not serving me right now, I'm leaving. I'm out the door. Like that is
Mm,
what the culture is saying about love right now in 2026.
yeah, I would definitely say that too. And if we get into it, it's really like what it comes down to is love has really became self-centered instead of God-centered.
Mhm.
And because it's self-centered and self, we have these emotions and these needs and these demands. Once our feelings start to fluctuate, love fluctuates, right?
Right.
So relationships are feeling unstable. And I really feel like there's this mistrust in relationship. There's misunderstandings of love. People are having a lot of doubts about, marriage and partnership and if it's even necessary. And you got to look
Mhm.
out for yourself at the end of the day because people can up and leave any moment, right? And
Right. It's
that's actually a
sad.
scary, that's sad, and it's a
It's
scary thought to have to live with and even think about when you're just looking at your life and wanting to dream and envision, what it's going to look like. If you think of partnership and your thoughts attached to that are, unstable or this person can leave at any moment,
Mhm.
where are you starting from? Right? If the
Right.
foundation is shaky to begin with, then it's nothing is guaranteed, then what we doing? Because we don't know
Yeah.
what we doing at the end of the day if it's about that.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
coming from a place of lack and a place just limiting beliefs. And
Mhm,
you're not
mhm.
even giving yourself an opportunity for real love,
Yeah,
for God's love.
God's love. That's real. So in 2026 right now, y'all, what we are seeing is situationships instead of covenant. And I'll put myself out there to say I am a firm believer in marriage partnership. I don't subscribe to girlfriend boyfriend. If there's not a ring on my finger, I am single until I am married. Right? The
Mhm.
Bible does not speak on girlfriend boyfriend. It does not speak on exclusivity. It speaks on covenant and marriage. But in 2026, situationships are thriving. Even just relationships, boyfriend, girlfriend, thriving or not, you know, even
Mhm.
just emotional attachment without the commitment. So now we're literally so tied up. We're linked. You cry, I cry.
Yeah.
Is your day bad? Because like I can make it better, right? It's that attachment without actual real commitment, you know?
Yes. And other cultural symptoms of love right now in 2026 are monitoring instead of trusting. That
Oh, that's good.
monitoring energy and spirit running rampant. So it's more about the control than it is about the actual intimacy and trust within the relationship, and trauma bonds instead of peace.
That's deep.
Performative love is at all-time high right now on social media.
Oh my gosh, talk about it.
It's honestly cringe to me. I don't like it. Um,
Uh,
Avoidance of correction, and
oh.
also love without any truth, anything substantial to really stand on.
So basically,
So,
like, accept me as I am, or like, this is just the way it is. And,
mhm.
like, let's just ignore it and keep the good, loving vibes. And why do you got to shake it up? Like, why can't we just be happy and keep faking it?
Mhm.
Like, I need
Yeah,
more fake love. Don't,
more fantasy. Mhm.
bring the fantasy. I need the whole fairy tale. Come on, snap to it. So this
Exactly.
is, y'all, we're talking about the love that is currently rampant and represented in the culture, right? Because we've romanticized things like anxiety and toxic relationships, honestly, and we've normalized
Chaos,
chaos.
confusion.
Thanks, yes. Literal chaos and confusion and the cycles of it all. Like, I guess I just have to suffer through it and eventually it'll work itself out.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
we've labeled possession as protection. And, they're just doing this because they love me. And I like to see how much they care about me. I like that crazy ish.
Right. Yeah, and jealousy as passion, and
So
whew,
true.
it gets hot and it gets really heavy, and relationships
Hmm.
should not feel so heavy and miserable and full of suffering. That's not what God intended for us. That's not how his love is represented.
Yeah.
It's not God's love.
So, okay, if now we're going to talk about God's love, right? And just that transition before we even lean into God's love, it's kind of like where did these ideas of the love that we currently know to be true in culture and in 2026, where did it come from? Because even
Mhm.
when I was reflecting on this, I'm like, well, I grew up watching Disney movies. Like, I like the fairy tale. I like my
Mhm.
knight in shining armor coming to like rescue me and scoop me up. You
Yeah.
know, I want the man to massage my feet. I like gifts.
Yes.
I like love languages. Like, my love language is acts of service. So let me see how you play it out.
Yeah, that's real. Definitely in entertainment, movies, music, and what was represented in the media. Um, as a
Hmm.
child, and as we've continued to grow and evolve into womanhood, like that has shaped our perception of love.
That's so true. Definitely media. And then also like just what you observe growing up in your family, in your household, the love that you see, the lack of love that you see, even the love that you experience in your childhood and in your teens, like your first love, even
Mhm.
love from your friendships
Yeah.
and
Yes.
there
Wow.
the just trauma that you also experience, right? People doing you wrong or not meeting your expectations or
Mhm.
even the suffering that has came along with this, just not feeling accepted or misunderstood, and having sources of love that you've observed that you don't want to replicate, like,
Right.
just feeling a resistance towards what you've seen to be love and there that mistrust that
Mm-hmm.
comes with it, right? Because humans, we're not perfect. So chances are the examples that we've seen have been imperfect love. And what we're about to get into is because at a foundational level, what is it that you know about love to be true, right? What is true love? And outside of the romanticizing of it, and the
Yeah.
affection of
Mm-hmm.
it, and the chemistry and the
Emotion.
emotions, the
Yeah.
emotions that come with it, the attachments that come with it, the validation that you get
Yes.
from it, the act of feeling chosen, or
Mm-hmm.
even the pick me to be chosen by you,
Yeah.
and
The
being the prized
pleasure.
possession, the pleasure that comes with it, and the distortion of
Mm-hmm.
the pleasure that is actually supposed to be so sacred within covenants, and how it's been tarnished and normalized through perversion. And just where are these things coming from? But it's coming from everywhere, right? So
Yeah.
it's so big to step outside of yourself for a minute and recognize that there is a certain type of programming and conditioning that you have gone through that has
Absolutely.
shaped
Mm-hmm.
your thoughts about what love is and what love is not. And the way that that affects you in your real life will impact the way that you show up and are able to love on one another.
Yes. Across the board. Like
Mhm.
strangers, friends, business partners, people who you're interested in getting to know and just develop and grow with on any level. It's gonna show up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. This is so good. Okay, so let's get into the foundations of love, right? Because when Randy and I were discussing this, it's like, okay, well, just like everything else, yes, the world is going to have a view of something and what culture says about this thing, but what does God have to say about it? Like, what does the Bible actually say about love? Because the reality is, God is love, right?
Yeah.
And you can easily say that, yeah, God is love. Love your neighbor like you love yourself. But what does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
So the Bible breaks down what is love. But also, when we were doing a deeper dive into it, there's different types of love, right? So God's love is represented in scripture. Let's clock it with scripture in First Corinthians 13. And this is a popularized number of verses that describe love, but it's not just describing any type of love that we're used to implementing. This is
Mm-hmm.
describing God's love. This is describing the way that God shows us love and the love that he has for humanity. So, love is patient, love is kind, love is not jealous or boastful or proud or rude. It does not demand its own way. It is
Mm-hmm.
not irritable, and it keeps no record of being wronged. It
Mm.
does not rejoice about injustice,
Come on.
but it rejoices whenever the truth wins out. Love never gives up. Love never loses faith. It is always hopeful, and love endures through every circumstance. Whew!
Oh, wow.
Come on.
It's like each and every word, each and every line is so powerful and potent. And it's like you can't just like read that and not feel anything. Like, wait a minute, love is
Yes,
patient and kind. It's not jealous. It's not proud. It's not rude. It doesn't keep any records of wrongs.
that's the one. That'd be the one. Yes, girl.
Not
I feel
it.
like when you're reading these verses,
Oh,
it like you have to feel convicted at some point
you have to.
because you're just like, ooh, okay, I see where I should have. Oh, I was not
Exactly.
this. Oh, I didn't represent that. And the truth is within the human condition, this is very hard to implement. It's hard to reflect what God is saying love is, but it's because you can't do it outside of God. You cannot do it outside
Without.
of
Mhm.
the Holy Spirit. And unless you know God and this love, unless you understand that this is the love that God has for you, it will be very hard for you to even know how to have it for others, right? Because we can always justify our our reason for being rude to somebody that was rude to us first, or
Sure.
our reason for standing up for ourselves in a way that may have been off-putting,
Hmm. Yeah.
right?
It can always be justified if we're living by the world standards. You
Yeah.
can always find a reason to be nasty and to be prideful and egotistical and comparing, and just in that spirit of ugh, like darkness. It's just
Mhm.
there's always going to be that option, that path to take, and
Yeah.
just counterfeit. It's counterfeit because you're keeping tabs, you're keeping score, it's possessive, it's impatient, it's very like punishing and blaming and like accusatory, and it's manipulative. It's really not based on truth, it's based on a bunch of bull and a bunch of lies.
Yeah. And it's really based on like us on an emotional level. And again, it's based on our distortion of love, right? So
Yeah.
if you feel like, love should serve you, and that you have these standards that you need somebody else to live up to in order for you to feel loved by them and to feel like they're deserving of your love, that's where the skew comes in, right? Because we are not deserving of God's love. There's nothing that we can do to earn God's love. He loves us unconditionally, and it's not because of anything that we've done. It's because
Mhm.
of he is the original love, and that's the truth of what love is. Because love
Yeah.
is patient, God is willing to wait for you. He has such a heart for you that even when you're not seeking him, he's still with you. He's still loving on you unconditionally. He still
Yeah.
has compassion in his heart for you, right? And as humans, when we are misdirecting our love and misusing it and thinking of it in a different way than the way that God intended, we will find reasons for our patience to run up, and
Yeah.
for this person to no longer be qualified for our journey because they didn't show up in the way that we needed them to. And
Hmm.
I have expectations that you are not meeting, so your time is ticking. Like, you're not serving me any longer, so let's
Wow.
toss you out, cut you
Yeah.
out, and it's on to
Yes.
the next. You're no longer deserving of my love. And that's not agape love. That's
Right.
that's conditional love. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
And if we're going to talk about culture versus biblical love, we have to understand that the Bible uses different words and meaning for love, right? In English, we use one word, which is love, to describe love. But in the actual Greek and in the Strong's Concordance and the original language in the Bible, it speaks on love, but it has two different meanings. And that's the big thing when it comes down to learning about the foundation of love.
Yes. So we have our conscious baddie vocab we want to
Clock it.
share with you guys. So the two definitions and forms of love biblically are: one, agape love, which is divine and sacrificial love. Agape
Mhm.
is the highest form of love as it reflects God's love for us, God's love for all of humanity. It's reflective of God's true nature. And this is very important to touch on, as Agape is unconditional, self-giving, it's covenant based, it's rooted in choice, not emotion. It's not
Mm,
based on any attraction, feelings, or implications, any reciprocity. It is just, again, unconditional divine love.
yeah, it's very giving. It's the love that God has established is serving. It literally meets you where you're at. And that is the origin of love that we don't necessarily talk about. You don't necessarily see that reflected in movies. You see the drama that comes from the other type of love
Right.
versus God's love. So it can't be manufactured. Agape love cannot be manufactured. It only comes from you knowing God and you recognizing the love that comes from God. It can't be forced. And the big thing is that it cannot be extracted from man. You cannot
Mhm.
get this type of love from your partner, your friends, your family, your
Mhm.
loved ones. And we often seek to be fulfilled emotionally, physically, mentally from man. And that's where so many of us get off track because we will only be met with disappointment. You will only be met with confusion and chaos and anger, trauma if you are looking to be fulfilled by the love of man. This is only learned through God.
Yes, so important. And what's our next form of love?
So, our next form of love is the word philiine or philine. It comes from the Greek word phileo, which is more of the love that humans are aware of. This is what we naturally imitate because it's just like that emotional connection. So it's affectionate, it's brotherly love. So it also has emotional attachment, natural connection, emotional fulfillment, fondness and closeness. It's loyalty between companions. So when you're in relationships with your romantic love and family
Mhm.
and your friends, this is that type of love that we're familiar with.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful love, it's friendship, it's warmth, it's closeness, but it's based on your emotions. So it does fluctuate. And it's very important to understand the difference because it's a great reward that we're able to have this love for one another, but we can't confuse the two, right? Because if
Yeah.
you go into the world thinking that you will be fulfilled by this type of love, that's when you will experience, again, that lack, the disappointment, the demands and expectations of others. That's not what this is about.
Yes, exactly. And so in Conscious Baddies University, we are going to be diving deep into the foundational principles of biblical love. So, agape versus feline love. And we're going to get into why you're suffering in love, like censoring
Mm,
relationships, idolizing other people, the trauma bonding, seeking emotional security and fulfillment through other people. All of that, we're diving deep into and how to uproot that so that you can actually experience peace and prosperity in your relationships and how we can practically make God our source for love,
mhm.
especially when it comes to our relationships. How can we
Yeah.
do this practically?
Definitely. And this is going to be so transformational for our homegirls and homies that are in the university with us. So if this is something that you feel convicted about or that you've been just kind of suffering through and going through, because I can say honestly for myself, this is something that is completely transforming my heart. I don't know what God is doing in this season, but my eyes and my ears are open. And just from learning about the difference in actual true love through God, through our one and only source versus seeking it from other humans. It's a big shocker. Like the more you
Yeah.
dive into it, the more you will understand and actually be healed and transformed. So I'm really excited for how God is showing up and showing out in this season and
Yeah.
revealing some things that need to be said. Okay? Because God's love
Absolutely.
is the cure. God's love is what brings relief. And once you understand that, you don't have to suffer in relationships no more. And you don't have to seek from a space of lack. You can actually
Yeah.
be in a position to serve, to be used by God, to be able to pour into others and literally be the change that you wish to see in the world because you're being refilled by a source that does not have a cap.
Yeah, never
Okay.
runs dry. And so you can just overflow, baby. Like, because your cup will always be filled by God's love. It never runs out.
I know that's right. So let's bring this over to Conscious Baddies University. This is it for the Conscious Baddies episode today, episode number 22. We hope that you guys enjoyed it. Make sure that you share it with a friend that needs that real love, that's tired of searching for real love in 2026 because we are about to fill their cup. Are you ready, homegirl?
Come on, let's kick it. We'll see you in CBU. Bye, babes.
Stay
Mwah.
anchored. Mwah.